Now, laws of motion problems. Yesterday up to 20th it is completed. Now 21st problem. A stone of mass 0.25 kilogram tied to the end of the string. Tied to the end of the string is wound around a circle of radius 1.5 meter with the speed of 40 revolutions per minute in a horizontal plane. In a horizontal plane. What is the tension in the string? What is the tension in the string? What is the maximum speed with which the stone can be wound around if the string can withstand a maximum tension of 200 meters? Okay, this is the question. First, thread is there, stone is there. So what happens? In the horizontal direction like this, they are doing. So what is happening? We have to check it. Mass. A stone of mass is equal to 0.25 kilogram. Tied to the end of the string is wound around a circle of radius radius is 1.5 meter with a speed of, see here, with a speed of 40 revolutions per minute. 40 revolutions per minute means the meaning is what? 40 revolutions per minute means number of revolutions per minute, that is nothing but n. It is very, very important. So many students will write speed. It's not like that. It is speed, but it is amount revolutions. N is the number of revolutions. In a horizontal plane, if you rotate like this, vertical. If you rotate like this, it is horizontal. Next, what is the tension in the string? What is the tension in the string? Tension in the, okay. And next, what is the maximum speed? Here, I am drawing one line. What is the maximum speed with which the stone can be wound around if the string can withstand the maximum tension of 200 newtons? So if it is 200 newtons, then what is the maximum speed? So this is the question what they are given. Then how to do the problem? How to do the problem? Now here, when you are rotating like this in the horizontal circle, so what happens? It is nothing but centripetal force. So what is the formula for the centripetal force? T, tension is nothing but force, is equal to mv square by r. mv square by r. Here what is there? Mass is there, radius is there, but v is there, but here what is there? N number of revolutions are there. So what is the meaning of this one? So what is the formula we should write? V is equal to r omega. V is equal to r omega. So in place of V, what I should write? R omega. So what is the value? You can write it as F is equal to tension. Right? Tension is nothing but force. So here what happens? M by R. V means R omega whole square. So what is the value? M R square omega square by R. So R cancelled. What is the value? M R omega square. Okay. Now, what is omega? Angular velocity. What is the formula here? So, we had studied about omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So, 1 by t is nothing but what? Frequency. So, how to write this one? 2 pi into 1 by t. So, the meaning is omega is equal to 2 pi n. 1 by t, reciprocal of time period. 1 by time period is nothing but frequency. 1 by time period is nothing but what? Frequency, which you can't see. It is not visible, but I am writing here. So I am writing this one. So here, what I should write? omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So thus meaning is 2 pi into 1 by t. So omega value is 2 pi n. Okay. Now what we are trying to force is equal to nothing but what? Tension. So here m or in place of omega what I should write? 2 pi n whole square. 2 pi n whole square. So what is the meaning of this one? M or 4 pi square into n square. So here m mass how much? 0.25 into r 1.5 into 4 into here what is it? Pi square 3.14 whole square. Always we have to remember it is 9.8. It is 9.8 into here n means what? 40 revolutions per minute. What is the meaning of this one? 40 divided by revolutions minute. 1 minute is equal to what? 60 seconds. So what I should write? This is cancelled. 2 2s are 2 3s are. So here what I should write? 2 by 3 whole square. So by this we have to calculate the value. We have to calculate the value. So I am writing the direct value. There is nothing but tension, nothing but force is equal to, by calculating we will get the value as 6.57 Newton. 6.57 Newton. Okay. So this is about what? Tension, nothing but what? Force. Tension just is nothing but force. Now here we have to calculate the maximum speed. We have to calculate the maximum speed. So when the tension is 200 newtons, when the tension is 200 newtons. So how to do this one? Here I am writing. Here tension is 200 newtons. So what is the maximum speed they are asking? So from here what is the value? Tension is nothing but force. So tension how much they are given? 200 newtons. So tension is 200 newtons. Maximum speed is equal to question mark. So in this one v square is equal to tr divided by m. Okay. So from here what I should write? V is equal to root of tr by m. V is equal to root of tr by m. Now here what I should write? V is equal to root of t. Tension is how much? 200 newtons. So 200 newtons into radius. Radius is how much? 1.5 divided by mass. Mass is 0.25. You have to calculate. So V is equal to root of. So here 15 by 10. So 200 into 15 by 10 divided by 25 by 100. So what is the value? 0 cancel. 52s are 30. So what I should write? V is equal to root of 300. If it comes up, another 100 divided by 25. 25 ones are 25 fours are. So what is the value? Root of 1200. Root of 1200 meter per second. Root of 1200 meter per second. So this is the 21st problem. So once again, see here, a stone of mass 0.25 kilogram tied to the end of the string. So mass they have given, so mass I have written, is whirled around the circle of radius. Radius means 1.5 meter, and with a speed of 40 revolutions per minute. 40 revolutions per minute means what? Revolutions per minute means nothing but n. You have to remember, n is nothing but what? Revolutions per minute. Minute means what? 60 seconds. So they are asking the tension in the string. Tension in the string. Tension T is equal to question mark. So when they are circulating, it is nothing but what? Centripetal force. So that is nothing but T, tension or force, is equal to what? mv square by r. By calculating, we can get the value. And next, again, by giving the tension 200 newtons, what happened? They are saying to calculate the velocity. So v square t is equal to mv square by r. So what I should write? V square is equal to t into r divided by m. So v is equal to what? Root of t r by m. So tension they are given as 200, radius they are given, as well as mass also they are given 0.25. Okay. So by calculating, you can get the root of 200 meter per second. It is nothing but what? Velocity. Now coming to the 5.1. So these are the theory questions. They won't ask in the exam. Only the problems up to 22 I did, 21 I did. Up to there, they will compulsory they may ask. But these theory questions they won't ask. But we have to discuss. This we are discussing. Okay. So give the magnitude and direction of net force. Acting, first question, a drop of rain falling down with a constant speed. So what is the meaning of this one? A drop of rain, this is the drop of rain, is falling down with what? Constant speed. With a constant speed. Constant speed. So what is the meaning of this one? V is equal to constant. V is equal to constant. So what is the acceleration? So when V is constant, acceleration is 0. So what is the net force? Magnitude and direction of net force. So net force is, what is the formula for net force? According to the Newton's second law, F is equal to m into a. M into a. Acceleration is 0 means here mass into 0 is nothing but 0. So net force is 0. For the first answer, for the first question, the first answer is what? Net force is 0. In the similar way. So this is the first question and second question. You see. A corn of mass 10 grams floating on water. So what is the meaning of this one? This is a jar. Let us assume, or it is a lake pond. So your water is there. Okay. Now here a cork is floating in water like this. Means what is the meaning of this one? It is moving with a constant velocity, nothing but constant speed. So V is what? Constant. Therefore, what is the meaning of this one? Acceleration is 0. Acceleration 0 means what? Net force is also 0. Add it in the same step. M into 0 is 0. Next. In the third, a kite skillfully held stationary in the sky. Held stationary in the sky means what? It moves with constant velocity and what happens? V became 0, it is stationary. So what happens? Therefore acceleration is also 0. Therefore net force is what? M into A. Therefore M into 0 is what? 0. So therefore net force is 0. Net force is 0. Next. A car moving with a constant velocity of 30 km per hour on a rough road. So here also it is moving with a constant velocity. It is also moving with a constant velocity. Then what is the value? So constant velocity means what? V is equal to constant. Constant means what? A is equal to 0. The same thing. Net force is 0. Net force is 0. Next. A high speed of electron in space far from all material objects and free of electric and magnetic fields. They are very free, means they are moving with a constant speed. So what is the value? They are moving with a constant speed means here also V is equal to what? Constant. Why I am getting constant? Why? Because they are moving with high speed, okay, and they are free from electric fields as well as magnetic fields. They are free from electric field and magnetic fields means what? V is constant, therefore acceleration is 0. So therefore the meaning is what? Net force m into e. The meaning is m into 0 is nothing but what? 0. So for all the things, net force is 0. So from here, what you had understood? Whenever the object is moving with a constant speed, when the object is moving in a floating in the water, it is also constant speed. It is stationary, means v is 0. Next, car is moving with a constant velocity, v is constant, as well as it is free from electric field as well as magnetic fields. They are also constant. So what happens? Whenever the speed is constant, acceleration is always 0. Therefore, what is the formula? Net force is equal to m into e. A is what? 0. So m into 0 is what? 0. So for all the things, always net force is 0 whenever it is constant. Now, in the second question, 5.2, a pebble of mass 0.05 kilogram is thrown vertically upwards. Give the direction and magnitude of the net force on the pebble. So, first question. During its upward motion, what happens? So, what is the meaning of this one? This is a pebble. Okay, and its mass is, so this is a pebble, so its mass is how much? 0.05 kilogram. Is thrown vertically upwards. So this is thrown vertically upwards. So what happens? Its initial velocity is u, and this will be the final velocity. So when the object thrown up, initial velocity will be u, final velocity will be what? 0. Okay. Then afterwards, what happens? Again it comes down. Again it comes down. Yes or no? So here the mass is acting and it is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. So therefore, what is the meaning of this one? This is the normal reaction, nothing but what? N. So here N is nothing but normal reaction force. That is the force, that is nothing but mg acting downwards. I can write normal reaction force. Okay. This is the first question. Have you understood or not? See here. Mass they are given. They are throwing the object up. So this is the initial velocity, final velocity. Initial velocity is u, final velocity is v. V is equal to 0. So when it goes up, what happens? Again the object is coming down. Means it is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. Yes sir? So there is nothing but what? Pseudo force is required. Pseudo force means what? There is nothing but force. So shall I write here force? No problem. Pseudo force. So there is nothing but F is equal to mg, nothing but downward direction. And this also included. No problem. Next, for the second, see, during its downward motion means directly. So what happens? Object is directly, the pebble is directly falling down. So it is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. So they are asking what? Force. So there is nothing but what? Net force. Net force is nothing but what? mg acting downwards. Acting downwards directly. Next, CB. At the highest point, where it is momentarily at rest. At the highest point, somewhere it is the object, the pebble is at rest. Do your answer change if the pebble was thrown at an angle of 45 degree? At an angle of 45 degree in the horizontal direction. So what is the meaning of this one? So at the highest point, the pebble was there. So the answer is changing or not, they are asking. Means what? Here the pebble was thrown at an angle of 45 degrees. Means what? This angle is nothing but what? 45 degree. This angle is what? 45 degree. So 45 degrees means what? It is nothing but what? Projectile. So when the object is thrown like this, so what happens? Wherever object is at highest point, it is coming down. It is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. When the object is here, then also it is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. When the object is here, then also acting under the acceleration due to gravity. So what is the meaning of this one? Always it is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, what is the value? What is the meaning of this one? So this is nothing but what? Coming down means what? Mass is coming down. So it is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. Mg. So net force is what? This also mg, and this also acting downwards. Okay. Once again, a pebble of mass given is thrown vertically upwards. So pebble is there, thrown vertically upwards. Its initial velocity is what? U. And when it goes up, its final velocity is what? Up to where we can't see. Up to where it is going, we can't see. That is final velocity is 0. So when it goes up, what happens? Again it comes down. So that is nothing but it is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. So F is equal to mg. So it is acting downwards. During its downward motion, same thing. Downward motion means directly. F is equal to mg, acting downwards. And here what happens? At the highest point where it is momentarily at rest, answer change. The pebble was. Yes. So what happens? It is at rest, they say. But here what happens? When it throws, what happens? Again, it is acting under the acceleration due to gravity. So that is nothing but what? F is equal to mg. So here it is also acting downward direction. Now in the 5.4 problem, this is also theory question only. One end of a string of length L, one end of the string length L, this is the length L, okay, is connected to a particle of mass m. So this is a particle of mass m, and the other is a small peg. So this is a small peg on a smooth horizontal table. On a smooth horizontal table, it is tied. If the particle moves in a vertical circle with a speed v, then the net force on the particle is dash. Means what? First, it is connected to a table. Next, it is moving in a vertical circle. Vertical circle means what? Like this. This is a vertical circle. So when it is moving with a vertical speed, vertical circle with speed v. So what is the net force? When it is moving in a vertical circle means what? Nothing but centripetal force. So that is nothing but, answer is what? Centripetal force. Centripetal force means what is the formula? F is equal to mv square by r. This is the formula. So they are asking here, force is nothing but in the objective they are given as tension T, and this one is equal to mv square by r means nothing but L. Therefore, what I should write? T minus mv square by L, that is nothing but 0. So this is the second option is your answer. Second option. This is the fourth question. So here 1 to 4 they won't ask. These are the theory questions. Theory questions they won't ask. Only the problematic questions only in the exam they'll ask for 5 marks. Okay. Now for the 12th question, a ball of mass 0.1 kilogram hung, hung from the ceiling of a room by a string of 2 meter long. Means its mass is 0.1 meter, 0.1 kilogram, and its length is 2 meter long. Is set into an oscillation. Is set into oscillation. So what is the meaning of this one? Means this is a rigid body. Okay, it is a fixed support, and this is the length of the string. Length of the string, and its length is L is equal to 2 meter, and this is the mass of the ball. Mass is equal to 0.1 kilogram. Okay, the speed of the ball is at the mean position is 1 meter per second. So this speed is how much it is moving? It is moving with 1 meter per second. Okay, What is the trajectory of the bob? Trajectory means path of the bob. If the string is cut, then the bob is at the extreme position. Means for the first question, for the first one at the extreme position means what? The mass of the bob is moving to and fro like this. It is moving with to and fro. So what happens? If the string is cut at the extreme position, so the bob is here. This is assume as this is the extreme position. So what happens? The body is at rest. When it comes here, its velocity is 0. When it is moving, its speed is having. But when it is having at the extreme speed, then what happens? Its speed is at extreme position. What happens? Its speed is v is 0. Now at the extreme position, when the string is cut at extreme position, when string is cut, then what happens? Then the bob will fall vertically downwards. So this is the thing. Why? Because when the object or bob is moving to and fro, when it moves to and fro at the extreme position, they are asking. So at the extreme position, what is happening? Its speed is 0, and suddenly when it falls, what happens? The object will fall downwards. So the bob will fall vertically downwards. Okay. So this is the first bit. Now for the second bit, at its mean position, what happens? So at mean position, for the second bit, at mean position, its speed is 1 meter per second. So how it is moving? Always it is moving like this. Okay, means what? Always it is moving at the same point. Means nothing but tangential. It is nothing but tangential. So at mean position, it is tangential. Suppose at the mean position, if the string is cut, then what happens? If the string is cut, what happens? It falls like this. So what is the meaning of this one? This is in the path of a parabola. So the path follows trajectory, that is nothing but path. Trajectory means what? Path. The path follows a projectile. That is, it is a parabola, which you have studied in the motion in plane. Parabola. Okay. So this is also the theory question of 5.12. This is also the theory question. Position time graph of a particle of mass 4 kilogram. Okay. What is the force on the particle for t is equal to 0? T is greater than 4. 0 is less than, t is less than 4. So what is the value we have to write? So t is less than 0 means this is t is less than 0. T is greater than 4 means this is t is greater than 4. Okay. So what is the meaning of this one? For the first question, t is less than 0, I said this is t is greater than 4. So what is happening? It is nothing but it is moving with a constant. It is moving with a constant. And here also it is constant. Constant means what? Distance is constant. Distance is constant. So what is the meaning of this one? Velocity is 0. Nothing but we can say that body is at rest. Body is at rest. So therefore velocity is 0. Therefore acceleration is also 0. So what is the value? Force. F into A. A is 0 means what is the value? F is equal to M into 0. That is nothing but 0. Okay. So the net force is 0. Understood now? First I have taken the condition of T is less than 0 and this is the T is greater than 4. So here what happens? Displacement this side as well this side it is constant. So constantly the body is at rest. Therefore velocity is 0. When velocity is 0 what happens? A is 0. So A is 0 means what is the formula? F is equal to ma. So here we can say that x is constant means v is equal to dx by dt. This also we can write as constant. Okay. So A is 0 means F is equal to m into 0. So the net force is also 0. Okay. This is the first. Now in the question they are asking it lies between 0 is less than t is less than 4. So what is the meaning of this one? 0 is less than t lies between what? 4 as well as 0. So what I should write? This. So this is the y-axis 3. So this is 3. This is the 4 means this is also 4. So what is the net force? In this one, what is the value we can write it as? V is nothing but what is the slope first? What is the slope? Y by x. Y by x. So here slope is y by x. That is nothing but 3 by 4. So in this one, what I should write? V is equal to dx by dt. So x value is nothing but x value dx by dt. So slope is nothing but x. So therefore, what is the value we can write it as? In this one, dx by dt. So here d by dt of x is nothing but what? 3 by 4. So that is nothing but d by dt of constant is 0. V is 0 means acceleration is also 0. So what is the force? F is equal to ma. In place of a if you keep 0 then also F is 0. Okay. This is the value. Next, the second problem. Now the second problem they are asking impulse at t is equal to 0. Impulse at t is equal to 0. This is t is equal to 0. So for this one, this is t is less than 0 and this is t is greater than 0. So for this one, t is less than 0, t is greater than 0. So we are talking about t is equal to 0. T is less than 0, it is greater than 0. So here impulse, what is the formula? Delta p, product of mass and velocity, that is nothing but mass, and velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity. So here mass is what? How much they are given? Mass 4 kilogram. Final velocity is, this is the slope y by x, nothing but 3 by 4, and velocity it is at rest, it is nothing but 0. So therefore what is the value? 4 into 3 by 4. So therefore the answer is what? 3. This is the impulse for t is equal to 0. Now here this is initial velocity we had studied and this is the final velocity we had studied. Now what happens? Now we are studying, this is the initial velocity and this is the final velocity. Then what is the value? So impulse at t is equal to 4. So impulse at t is equal to 4 seconds. So what is the formula? Impulse is m into delta p, that is nothing but vf minus vi. Okay. So this is vi. This is what? Vi means this is 3 by 4 and final velocity is slope is constant, therefore it is 0. So what is the value? Mass is 4, Vf is 0 minus Vi is how much? 3 by 4. So what is the meaning of this one? 4 into minus 3 by 4. So therefore this is nothing but minus 3. So this is the impulse. This is the impulse. So here what happens? Negative sign indicates that impulse is in retarded in nature. So we can write negative sign indicates it is retarded in nature. Okay, this is nature. So this is a value which you have to note. So once again, position time graph of a particle of mass 4 kg, they are given. What is the force on the particle at t is less than 0? T is greater than 4. So t is less than 0 and this is the t is greater than 4. Okay. So at t is less than 0 I did and t is greater than 4 also we did. So what we did, so this is the constant. So what is the meaning of this one? V is constant, therefore the body is at rest, therefore constant means acceleration is also same, force is also same. Next, in the same way, at 0 is less than t is less than 4. So what is the meaning of this one? 0 is less than t is less than 4. So this is 0 less than 4 means this value. So this is the slope. Slope is nothing but what? Y by x, 3 by 4. So what is the value? V is equal to d by dt of x. So what is the meaning of this one? d by dt of this slope. Slope is what? 3 by 4. So the meaning is velocity is 0. When velocity is 0, what happens? Acceleration is also 0. Now in the same way, they are asking the impulse. At t is equal to 0, what happens? At t is equal to 0 means what? This is 0. So this is less than 0 and this is what? Greater than 0. So what is the impulse? The formula is m into Vf minus Vi. Vf minus Vi. So here what happens? Mass they are given. This is m 4. Vf. This is the final. Final means 3 by 4. So here what happens? 3 by 4 minus 0. Next, in the same way, they are asking at t is equal to 4 seconds. T is equal to 4 seconds means what? At t is equal to 4 seconds means up to here. 4 seconds. So what happens? This is previously it is initial velocity, final velocity. But now it is initial velocity, this is the final velocity. So here what happens? Vf minus Vi. Initial velocity is what? 0 and initial velocity is what? 3 by 4. So here what happens? This is final velocity is 0. Why? Because this is slope, this is constant and here what is there? This is slope by x nothing but 3 by 4. So by cancellation we get minus 3 newtons. So negative sign what it does? It is retarded in nature. So by this the lesson is completed. So my dear students, in this one these 3 questions they may ask, they won't ask, only the probability questions only they will ask. Okay, and whatever the question, whatever the notes are given, please write it properly, and if any topics are there, any doubt is there, please come and ask, no problem. Okay.